It's March 4th, 2025, and this is Sketchworks NewsBrake. The news stops here. I'm Brian Troxel, and look, I've had all my robotic implants removed. I feel fantastic, except I can't lift a car anymore. That really came in handy. Former Governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, announced he is running for mayor of New York. In a statement, Cuomo said, "You know what I see around New York City, the greatest city in the world? I see old people who are not dead and beautiful women who are not sexually harassed, and I intend to fix that." President Trump's first speech to Congress in his second term is scheduled for Tuesday night, which is tonight at 9 p.m., which is either before you're watching this or after you're watching this. It's most likely before you're watching this, given how lame our editor is. Anyway, the Trump administration is requesting that news outlets do not fact-check him during his speech. Just trust him that what he's saying is absolutely true. When he says people in Ohio are eating the dogs, are eating the cats, don't question it. It's true. He saw it on the TV. The meeting last week between Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Donald Trump and J.D. Vance was, to Trump himself, a disaster. Here now, with a comprehensive look at the historically dreadful meeting, is Sketchworks NewsBrake correspondent John D. Babcock III.
Yes, Brian, I was going to discuss President Zelensky visiting the Oval Office, but I just have one question for you. Why aren't you wearing a suit? I mean, you're hosting NewsBrake, right? I mean, look at what you're wearing. What? This is Sketchworks Comedy NewsBrake, Brian. Why aren't you wearing a suit? Show some respect. Come on.
Thank you, Babs. And just so you know, whatever self-respect I once had died a long time ago. Ukrainian President Zelensky says a deal to end the war between Ukraine and Russia is, quote, still very, very far away. It's still very far away because Zelensky needs to embezzle a lot more military aid in order to purchase a super yacht like Vladimir Putin's. Protesters interrupted Vice President J.D. Vance's vacation plans after they showed up at the Vermont ski resort where Vance and his family planned to spend the weekend. Fortunately for Vance, the ski slopes in Russia are looking pretty good this time of year. Harrison Ford backed out of presenting at the Oscars, which apparently were held Sunday night. Who knew? Anyway, the 82-year-old actor was not there because he has shingles, which is a side effect of red hulking out too much. Hollywood once again overlooked the efforts of Sketchworks comedy education director Kirsten Crable at this year's Academy Awards. Shame on them. Here's what else you and I both missed. Adrian Brody broke the world record for longest Oscars acceptance speech. His speech, after winning Best Actor, clocked in at 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Just wait until you see how long he talks when he accepts the Guinness World Record Award. Best Director winner Sean Baker used his speech to advocate for the survival of movie theaters in the streaming era, in a speech that was also streamed on Hulu. French composer duo Clément Ducal and Camille won for Best Original Song, and then the Oscars Orchestra won the Academy Award for Having Mercy on the Audience for playing the two off stage after they decided to sing. Well, Sketchworks comedy may not have gone Hollywood, but we are going to New York City, which, you may not know, is often called the East Coast, West Coast. Next Tuesday night for a staged reading of Vape the Grease parody at the Town Hall. An all-star cast will be performing our little parody baby. Plus, I'll be there, and Babs will be there. You should be there too. Let me point right at you instead of down here. You should be there too. Get your tickets at vapethemusical.com and follow the show on Instagram and X at or just at Vape the Musical. Also follow us at Sketchworks Comedy if you haven't already, but you should already have if you're watching the show. Oh, like and subscribe on YouTube as well since you're watching the show. And if you join our Patreon, we'll start posting things there as well, I promise. The Texas Department of Health confirmed measles cases in western Texas have grown to 146. Residents are baffled because they've been taking all them Alex Jones supplements, which he says will cure everything. What happened? Maybe I got a bad batch. I'm going to buy some more. InfoWars! Yeehaw! In the midst of this very serious measles outbreak, Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is focused on rebranding New York strip steak as Texas strip steak. He also plans to rebrand measles as Texas freckles. President Donald Trump made good on his long-threatened tariffs against Mexico and Canada this week. His 25% tariffs mean higher prices for imports of corn, avocados, oil, and Rush albums. Chipotle CEO Scott Boatwright says his company will absorb any price increases from President Trump's tariffs and not raise prices on customers. However, if you want a burrito that won't give you diarrhea, it'll be an extra $3. Kroger supermarket chain CEO Rodney McMullen resigned after an internal investigation uncovered troubling things about his personal life. It turns out he's addicted to Publix subs. Hey, you can't blame the guy. Pub subs are delicious. That's all for Sketchworks NewsBrake. We'll be back next week. Even though some of us will be in New York. We'll figure it out. And we hope you are too. I'm Brian Troxel. Say hi to your mom for me.
Okay, did you see NewsBrake tonight? Did you see me tell off Brian for not wearing a suit? Yeah, you know, someone had to. Yeah. Oh, I turn you on? Yeah? Nice, all right. What do you got on? Why aren't you wearing a suit?